There's an old saying in the Boston Fire Department: the first act of bravery is signing the papers to join. For years, new recruits were taken to Commonwealth Avenue, just blocks from yesterday's deadly fire, and brought to the memorial to the 9 firefighters who died in the 1972 Vendôme fire. Urgency filled the airwaves at yesterday's scene.
All companies get out of the building. All companies get out of the building.
C7 needs an update. Do we have members still missing in the basement?
Yes, there's still members unaccounted for in the basement.
Okay. C7, you have that. There are members still unaccounted for.
A little more than 24 hours ago, Boston firefighters Michael Kennedy and Lieutenant Edward Walsh joined the ranks of the Vendôme 9 and many more who've died in the line of duty. They worked out of the Boylston Firehouse near the marathon finish line. Ed Walsh, 43, was the father of 3 children younger than 10 years old. He's remembered as a tall, handsome, athletic man who played basketball with his son Sunday at Holy Name Parish near their West Roxbury home. Somerville firefighter Earl Johnson stopped by the firehouse to pay respects.
They're my brothers. They're my brothers. I probably know that I've met them in battle before or seen them at other firefighters' funerals, unfortunately.
Michael Kennedy, 33, single, a Marine and Iraq combat vet, is recalled in Roslindale and Hyde Park, where he lived, as loyal, tough, and disciplined, all action, a first responder to Boston Marathon bombing victims down the street from his firehouse, a motorcycle-riding CrossFit trainer who had recently ridden to Rhode Island to donate blood for a 6-year-old leukemia patient.
He was genuinely a nice person. That's something you got right away. You didn't have to know him for a long time. Definitely a great loss.
That loss is profoundly felt within the Boston Fire Department and certainly beyond. Jerry Fontana is acting chief of operations, and John Hasson is interim fire commissioner and chief of the department. Thank you both for being here. As I said earlier, I'm sorry for your loss. Our condolences to your family of firefighters.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Well, it's been a long day from yesterday afternoon to this afternoon. Been a long time dealing with the tragedy of yesterday.
You had to make the notification.
I did. I had to go to the family's house in West Roxbury and then to Summit Street in Hyde Park, where firefighter Kennedy came from, and meet with his mother. Sad.
That's no doubt foremost in your mind as well as your heart. But I'm curious to know how you manage the practical as well as the emotional impact of this fire on such a large department. I mean, it's powerfully painful for everybody, but they have to be ready for the next fire.
That's the nature of the business. We respond to incidents, and some go better than others. And then yesterday, unfortunately, was a horrific situation and serious tragedy.
Chief Fontana, I'm curious, as many people are, I think, about the tough call that had to be made about firefighters getting out of the building. Get out of the building, get out of the building, when you knew there were other firefighters in there.
Right, that is the toughest call. That is the toughest call. It's made with, especially in regards to deputy on duty that had to make the call, Chief Finn. A lot of experience, 30 years experience. Very experienced in that district, very experienced with that type of construction. With the weather conditions that were there, he could see it just getting out of control very quickly. The wind was certainly playing totally against us yesterday. Just experience and knowing when there's not much that you can do. And it's saving, you have to look at the whole instead of just the tunnel vision side of the job sometimes.
Part of your responsibility that you no doubt dread every day.
Right. It's like I said, it's the toughest of the tough calls.
Could there have been firefighters in the building who didn't hear the call for one reason or another? And if so, what would those reasons be?
No, that building was not a large, type of building. That was a four-story ordinary construction building. We knew, right away the dimensions of the building. We knew what we had, or the chiefs who were there, especially at the beginning, knew what they had. It was very quick. Things went bad very quick. That was extraordinary. Usually things don't go bad that quickly. It turned into that building with the 4 brick walls, and on 2 sides there were not any openings. It was an attached structure. So it became like a furnace very quickly. I was looking at it from the roof and of an adjacent building, and that building was fully involved in a very short period of time.
Breathtaking. It literally took my breath away to think about it and to see some of the images.
Right.
Commissioner, you have 41 years on the department?
That's correct.
Father was
Long
a
time.
captain?
Yep.
Firefighting family?
Yeah, a couple of uncles, a couple of cousins.
Have you seen anything quite extraordinary as this?
Well, the fire on Arlington Street in 1981 was similar type situation at the corner of Arlington and Newbury, and it brought back memories of that night.
Paul Lantini
and Jim Gibbons, yep.
Yeah.
And same situation, fire in the middle of the afternoon, and all of a sudden it just deteriorated quickly, and the whole operations changed from an aggressive offensive attack to a defensive rescue attack to try to contain the fire and get your members out of there at the same time. So
that was a cold, windy night.
That was January 6th. That was a cold night.
I remember it. I was
Yesterday
there.
was a cold afternoon.
Yeah,
So
and you were
similar,
there. Yeah.
Both incidents, yep.
Do you have any news on arrangements for the funerals?
They are talking with the families right now. They haven't come up with a specific date. They know it's going to be early next week. Because of the situation, 2 different families have 2 sets of arrangements to make. And we're working with them through the union and through the department to make sure that what they have to do, where their needs are met, what they have to do is done. And it's a difficult process, but everybody works together and make it go as smoothly as possible.
What sort of response have you witnessed from the community?
Oh, it's been unbelievable. The amount of food that's been sent to Engine 33 and Ladder 15's quarters could feed the whole downtown area. And the people have been so generous, so caring, so sensitive to the situation. I've been getting emails all afternoon from chiefs throughout the district. I got a call from chiefs from out of state, from Ohio and other places like that. And it's the response has been great. Helps you through the times. Makes you realize people sincerely feel for you. So it makes it easier to bear.
And I know it's a difficult time, but back to the investigation, and it's way too early, but is there any reason to be suspicious so far?
Not right now. They had this morning they couldn't actually get into the building to do their initial investigation because, like Chief Fontana said, the building's structural integrity was questionable. We had ISD from city. They sent the structural engineer, and they made the determination that we could go in quickly, make a quick assessment, and back out. So they were in there this morning trying to come up with some evidence and some type of determination of how the fire started and accelerated to that point. But right now they haven't come up with anything definitive.
Chief Fontana, you knew these guys.
They were, there's so many guys on since I came on that you don't get to know people after a certain amount of time like you want to. But those guys in those houses, that's a very busy house. So you do see those guys. And those are the guys you do see more often than not because the guys who want to be there, the energetic guys, those are the guys, the type A's. They want to be out all day. They want to be out all night. And these are the guys like Mike Kennedy who has a very full life, outside of the fire department. And it doesn't surprise us that he was down in Rhode Island and, doing something good down there. And again, with Lieutenant Walsh, same type of community guy, very much loved in the community that he lived in, very much involved. And those were the type of guys that are drawn to those assignments. These are guys that go out and get it. And they do the right thing. They're aggressive. If you had something going on that you needed help, you'd want those guys there.
I thought of that. Acting Chief of Operations Jerry Fontana and Interim Commissioner John Hasson, thanks a lot for being with us at this difficult time.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you.